Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Lived and Told. Today I got Suzanne.
Hi.
She is the owner of Teef Club, and
Mm-hmm.
Teef Club is a online marketplace that sells all things cat themed, ranging across different artists or independent artists, and as I said, focusing on cat inspired artwork and merchandise.
Mm-hmm.
Suze, did you want to give a introduction or add on to that?
I'm really I can't think on the spot very well. So Teef Club surrounds the creative community. A lot of the things that I stock are like cute things, like all of these things at the back
all
here.
these things behind us. Yep.
Mostly surrounded by cats. Actually, all surrounded by cats. So
Yep.
a lot of people ask me if I'll ever do like dog stuff, but no, I won't ever do dog stuff just because I just love cats. I love dogs as well, but want to focus on a niche.
Yeah, for sure.
And then recently we've expanded to doing pre-loved items as well.
Yep.
So like anything that's cat related, as long as it's not like mass produced and like comes from like Temu or Kmart. I'll take that on.
Yep.
And that's been pretty popular among my audience.
So it seems to be a real focus, as I mentioned, on like artists and like their really authentic work.
Yeah.
Not awesome. We'll dive into that, but I do want to get to know you a bit more. So I've got here some rapid fire questions.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one I've got here is, if you could have dinner with 3 people, dead or alive, who would they be?
Dinner
or lunch or breakfast, whatever your meal of choice is.
One person I really would love to have a conversation with is her name is Aileen. She runs the Love and Dare Lifestyle podcast.
Yep.
I just love her podcast. The way that she talks and the way that she just like embodies this like she's so chill, she's so kind, she's so nice. And I feel like I can find like a lot of comfort in her. So she's one person I'd have dinner with.
Yep.
Coming up with 3 is really hard. I think my parents. Does that count as 2?
Maybe for this example, we can do it
we'll do it as one.
We'll do it as one person, yeah.
Because my parents, mum lives in Brisbane.
Oh, really?
And then dad, he lives here. They're still together.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time since we've had dinner together as a family because I left home when I was like only 19.
Yep.
So I do miss just having my whole family together.
Yeah, awesome.
And then number 3, you might have to edit out some gaps because I don't.
No, that's fine. It's hard to think. I couldn't think of 3 people on the spot. No, it's hard.
3. I don't know, but I reckon someone who is in the field that I'm in right now with Teef Club, because I just want to pick their brain.
Yeah.
I don't know who it might be, but if there was an opportunity to meet someone who could just like impart some wisdom so that I could learn a bit more and bounce ideas off, that would be a third person.
Learn from like the best, or someone that's, walked the walk, Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome. Now, let's take it right back to the start.
Okay.
Teef Club. Mm-hmm. I think I read on the website, I think the viewers and listeners have as well, that that a massive inspiration behind you starting Teef Club was actually your dad. It sounds like your parents play a massive role in your life, and pursuing something that you really enjoyed, not just the typical 9-to-5 job there. So take it back to right when it started. How did Teef Club begin, and what was the inspiration behind it?
So Teef Club came from, it was actually this moment of like coming up with the idea happened over, I would say maybe a whole year.
Yep.
I was working in my previous role for, I think at this point, maybe like 2.5 years.
Okay. Yeah.
And I just wasn't finding it fulfilling. I started really strong, just like wanted to learn everything, but then I kind of got to a point where I just wanted to experiment more and wanted like a bit of a sandpit to just play around and try new ideas when it comes to marketing.
Yeah.
Because that's what I was in before.
Yep. Is that what you studied as well?
That's what I studied. Yeah. I'm gonna jump between a few things, but ended up in marketing. where was I going with this? So wanted to play around. Anyway, so I was thinking of something that I could do on the side. My parents, they had always run their own business growing up.
Yeah.
So that's like kind of the lifestyle I knew. Mum and dad, they went on holiday once a year, just like left me and my sister. They could do whatever they want. If they're like not feeling well, they could stay home. Like, you know, just that sort of like freedom.
Yeah.
But I think growing up, I saw that, but I didn't see the work that went behind it.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't understand like it's actually really hard to do something on your own because you only have yourself to depend on.
Yeah, 100%.
Anyway, so that influenced me to want to come up with something.
Yeah.
And as I was like driving to and from work every day, I was like, what can I do? What can I do? I've done things in the past that have like failed. And so what I was really trying to make sure of before I started was that it had to be something that I liked, something that I was passionate about, and something that I wanted to practice. So marketing was definitely something I wanted to stay in, but I wanted to experiment. So that's why I wanted to go on my own. And then I thought cats because I love cats.
Yeah, okay.
And then I thought back to when I was in Japan back in 2017. And I remember going around and just seeing so many cat shops.
Yeah, okay.
Just like cat themed shops, not even stuff for like cats.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
And I was like, oh my God, there's not much stuff here in Australia. Like not any shops here.
Like a gap in the market that you saw.
Yeah. So that was my opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
So I went for it.
Yeah.
And I did leave my job. But that was now that I think back on it, it was a little bit naive.
Yeah, okay.
But I think I had to go through that to learn more about myself.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Were your parents? There was a lot that in there to unpack, but the first question I had to mind was in that last point there, where you kind of quit your job and just went full into it. And I think that's a common theme of people that I've interviewed. How did your parents take that? Like, were they very supportive, or they're like a bit shocked or not?
I think my parents, I'm really lucky to have parents that don't pressure me.
Yeah.
I guess it's a double-edged sword because if I'm not criticizing my parents parenting.
No,
but if they pushed me a bit harder, maybe I would have learned discipline a little bit earlier. But they were really supportive. Yeah. I think I could sense that they were a little bit worried when I quit my job because I didn't really have anything to fall back on.
Yeah.
But they were always saying to me, if you want to do something, you have to try.
Yep.
So they supported me throughout it.
That's awesome.
And then when I told them that I was going back to work, I think they were happy about that too.
Like, yes.
But they didn't have to push me there. You know? And I think that's they kind of let me like figure things out on my own, which is something I really respect about my parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. And you said that it was like over a span of a year that you had the idea to when you finally launched the business online. What was that year? What did that year entail? I guess essentially, like, because it's an online store, it's not physical. What was the stuff that you learned or you did to actually build up the business up until that point?
Yeah, so I did a lot of research. Firstly, to see if there was anyone else doing it in the market.
Okay.
And that was probably one mistake actually, because you don't like your partner. She's not going to not start a myotherapy business because there's other myotherapists out there, right?
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like it's just like it just slows you down.
Yeah.
So I think that slowed me down a little bit. Another part that happened throughout that year was just seeing like the types of products that would be available for me to actually make this thing come to life.
Yeah.
That was the fun part, just doing all the research.
Yeah.
And I think one thing that happened naturally was when I was doing the research on Instagram, I found other people, artists who were making things that were cat themed, and I loved all their stuff. They're so cute.
That's awesome.
And I thought if I could do something that I love and also support other people as well, it's just like it just fulfills so many parts of like of what I want to do.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
It's like the creative side.
Yeah.
You being able to help others, that's another aspect.
Yeah.
But also it's free for you, it's using, that creative marketing side that you study, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that year was just a lot of research.
Was it almost paralysis by analysis almost, like you said?
Yeah,
like that
for
slowed,
sure.
that slowed you
For
down a little
sure.
bit?
Yeah.
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 So if you were to go back and do it, would it take you half the time, or do you think it would still take you 12 months to do it?
No, for sure it'll take me half the time.
Yeah.
I think though you have to go through those like ups and downs.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Because I wouldn't, if I traveled back in time, I wouldn't have known what I know now.
Yeah, because you have that knowledge already because you're going back in time.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Why cats specifically? Like, did you have cats growing up?
Yeah.
And you always loved cats, or why the whole cat
Yeah. I love cats. I had so when me and my sister were she was 7 at the time, I was around 10.
Yeah.
We lived in Queensland and we lived on this like really big acreage, and there was wild cats around.
Yeah.
One of the cats got really comfortable with us.
Oh.
And me and my sister are really gullible. My auntie was saying, oh, this cat, because it's ginger, it's a male. So we just thought the cat was a male the whole time, and we called him Kitty.
Okay, yeah, very simple.
Like kitty, kitty, kitty. And so the stray came into our house, we took it on, and over time he started getting a little bit fat. And we thought he was eating too much because he was a stray, and now he's like living with us. So he started getting fat.
Yeah.
So I would like play with him a lot, try to like get him to lose weight. But one day the cat gave birth.
Like in the house.
Yeah, she was I keep saying he, she, but it was actually
It's Kitty.
And I don't know what it was that clicked, but I was playing Animal Crossing on my DS. And I was eating spaghetti, and my cat was meowing at me, like meow, meow, meow. And I followed her to the room, and she sat down, and I realized that she wanted me to follow her, so I sat down with her.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, like she wants me to be with her, but I didn't know it was a girl at the time. I played my DS, and then I finished eating, put my stuff away, and then she called me again.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think that's when it clicked that I was like, this cat is pregnant.
This boy is not a boy.
I think I started seeing blood.
Oh no.
So I got her like a little towel, put the cat on top of the towel, and had like a little bed for her.
Aww.
And I think a few hours later, that's when she like gave birth. Not even that long, she gave birth. And I think it was just like that whole like experience. I like bonded with my cat.
Life changing.
I just like love cats.
That's awesome.
So we kept the kittens.
All of them? How many were there?
Only 2.
Only 2. Yeah.
So we kept them, and we had them until they passed away. It's just a cycle of life.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's why I love cats.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So all this, Kitty played her part.
Yeah.
Starting all this. 100%. What was the first product that you launched?
I had actually a range of products. So I had like a range of ceramics and different knickknacks.
Yeah.
But the first artist that I started working with, because at the time I didn't really know what I was doing, I only reached out to people that clearly advertised that they did wholesale. The first artists that I worked with, they all had like wholesale items.
Yep.
So some of them are Froggy Hollow, who does like really cute ceramics. She does these. She does actually this one here.
Awesome.
I don't know if you can see in the camera, but she does that one. She also runs Toasty Art Market in Brisbane.
Yep.
I worked with, who else did I work with at the time? Cherry Rabbit. So she's cherryrabbit.shop on Instagram. She does like cat, or she does a lot of like whimsical, but also like cute, like 2 different styles of like bunnies and rabbits.
Yeah.
And she's got a character called Mushroom Girl that's really cute as well.
Awesome.
Yeah. I worked with Smell and Smile.
Yeah.
She did candles, but she's kind of phasing out of that now, and she does more I think she's going back to study.
Okay,
but she's
awesome.
doing a few other things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I worked with a bunch of people that clearly advertise that they do wholesale, and now I've kind of transitioned to kind of just reaching out to anyone, or they reach out to me as well to
Yeah.
ask me if I'm like open to stocking their products.
Yep.
And I've realized that you just have to ask. You don't have to always like do things because it says.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
And did you, before you put these artists and their works onto like, you know, the site and whatnot,
Yeah.
do you ask for like a sample, or like, not sample per se, but like, you know, them to send you, or, you know, you gotta check out the products before you list it on, or how does that process work?
I do go to art markets.
Yeah.
There's another one happening this weekend. It's called Cutie Club Market. It's their first time running it.
Yep.
But markets like that, Mellow Art Market, to actually go and meet the artists and just like see their items as well, and to support them.
Yeah.
So I'll go to those as an attendee, just to meet people, see their stuff, and then I can gain confidence in stocking their items.
Yeah.
But if they have a lot of followers or like a lot of engagement on their platform, then I kind of just take the risk.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like,
Yeah.
there's enough interest, there's enough reviews, there's
Yeah.
enough buy-in from the public
Yeah.
that this product actually, or service actually works. And,
Yeah, I think when
Yeah.
you're buying from a small business, you can trust it a bit more than
Yeah.
when you buy from like a manufacturer who kind of is just pumping out things for the sake of it.
Yeah.
So if it was a bigger manufacturer, maybe I'd ask for a sample. But with small businesses, I'm often meeting these artists face to face.
That's what I mean. It's easy for you to like hold, touch the actual
Yeah.
product and be like, yeah, this
exactly.
is really cool.
Yeah. And they want to keep working with stockists as well, because with artists, it's really hard unless you go to an art market all the time or you have a strong online presence. It's hard for you to get your products out there.
Yeah.
So you want to work with more people who are willing to stock your work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is your third year into the business now?
This is my third year.
Yeah. Well, how has the business evolved in those 3 years from when you first started? Like, what have you noticed? What questions more when you first started to now? Like, what's been like the trends and things that you've seen change within the industry?
Within the industry, I've noticed that there are so many more artist markets now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, back then there was like a few that you'd really want to go to, and that's all you'd want to you'd kind of like put all your eggs in one basket.
Yep.
Or you just have a really strong online presence where people are like willing to buy from you at any point of time. I've noticed that we used to be very minimal back then as a society, you know, like fashion wise.
Yeah.
But now people love like getting like Sonny Angels and
Yes.
all these like little like knickknacks. And
Yeah.
I think that has helped the artist community more, because people can find unique items that fulfills that need for like cute little knickknacks.
It's almost like a self-expression of yourself. Like, I see, obviously, talking to like the female listeners and viewers there, that, you know, they have their, like you said, the Sunny Angels, or like their Lulus and their what's the main one? There's Monsters. Oh my god,
they have like the
Labubus, yes.
Labubus,
yes. I was like the Monsters, Labubus, yes, those things. Yes, I think has that, as you said, has that contributed to, you know, a boom in the market and more people wanting to start their own thing? And
people want little trinkets. People want just to express themselves. No need to hide anything, you know. Like, I feel like it's so fun when you can just wear what you like and be expressive in different things.
Do you get people stopping you down the stream, like, oh, hey, where'd you get that from? Or like,
sometimes, like I've got a keychain on my bag. I don't have it right now, but it's got like a little cat on it, and people ask me where I got that from.
Yeah, sweet. That's awesome.
They get disappointed when I say I got it from Japan, or like, because they can't get it. That's why I make an effort to try and remember the artists that I get it from, because then they can find it themselves too.
Yeah, because you're giving back and supporting the artists.
Yeah.
So are all your artists, are they all Australian, or do you have a couple international ones?
Just Australian right now.
Yeah.
I just think it's easier to focus on a smaller market.
Yeah.
Only because I'm still learning and I don't want to take on too much.
Yeah, 100%.
So I haven't fully ruled out international artists.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just taking steps.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Hopefully that'll be like, the next phase of the business, hopefully.
Yeah, we'll see.
What was the hardest part of launching Teef Club?
The hardest part of launching, it would be overcoming my own perfectionism. And I know that sounds like a little bit corny, like you don't go into a job interview and say like your weakness is
What
like
is your biggest weakness?
perfectionist. But I think if you really, if I took a step back and I looked at what was really slowing me down, it was that I always wanted something to be perfect before I launched it.
Yeah.
And because of that, I always came up with different excuses to not do things. And if I had an excuse to not do something, it was enough for me to rule it out and then not do it.
Yeah.
But so like this, what I do now with the Teef Club thrift shop is I have different pre-loved items. And back then I actually told myself that I don't want to do that.
Oh, really?
And at the time, I don't know if it was, I don't know what the excuse was, but I had some sort of excuse.
You vividly remember, I don't want to do this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then recently when I launched it, and I had the event here at Say Cheese, people loved the pre-loved stuff.
Oh,
so
awesome.
if I just overcame that back then, maybe that thrift shop part of Teef Club would be more than what it is today.
Yeah.
But I mean, you learn, right? And like that's how I know now that I just have to do things rather than waiting for it to be perfect.
Yeah, 100%. And like you said earlier in the podcast, like you wouldn't be where you are today without having going through those different scenarios. And is there anything you would tell your younger self as opposed to, besides just doing it, none of that excuses and stuff? Anything you tell your younger self? Like, did you start the whole business by yourself? Like everything was done by yourself? Like, is there anything you would do differently?
It's actually a funny point that you mentioned doing everything by myself, because I did do everything by myself, but I would tell my younger self to rely more on building community and working with the people around me, because that's where I've actually noticed the most growth. Because when you meet people in the industry, especially in the west side of Melbourne, people actually are so supportive and just want you to do well. And they want to see more of what you're doing as long as you're passionate about it and you can articulate yourself. And you can convince them of the idea. So I think, I would tell my younger self to trust people a little bit more and work with other people. Because it was really lonely, and that's why I also went back to work. There's like so many reasons why I went back to work. But one of them was to work with people, bounce ideas off people.
It's quite isolating being, your own boss in your own business, right?
It gets a bit like lonely.
Because I guess you're the only one that understands the business. Like if you work with other people, obviously they understand the business. You're working towards the same goal and objective. It doesn't matter how large the business is, but when you're by yourself, I can envision, without having been one myself, I can envision you're just constantly just doing everything. You're thinking about the next project, you're thinking about the next thing, and it's kind of like all on you really. And did you ever burn out in the first couple of years of starting the business? And how did you deal with that?
I burnt out. I actually burnt out. The first time I experienced burnout was actually from my job.
Okay.
Just before I left.
Just before the business,
Yeah. So I didn't burn myself out from working hard. It was more just like doing something that wasn't right for me. And that when I worked out of integrity, it was very emotionally taxing, mentally taxing as well. And that made me really tired because I still showed up every day. I still did what I had to do, even if I didn't like it. And then I started building resentment to the job. As soon as I pulled out and started working on Teef Club, it actually took a few months for me to recover from that burnout and just get into a different mindset. But over the years of going back to work and learning how to manage my time a little bit better, that's really helped me with not burning out. I still burn out. Like last year when I ran a Teef Club pop-up here in Footscray for 4 weeks. I burnt myself out because I didn't schedule in breaks. But now I'll schedule in breaks and I'll actually schedule in time for myself. If people ask me if I want to hang out, I make sure that I have at least a weekend somewhere in there where I'm actually not socializing.
Like a weekend within a month, you mean?
Yeah, or like just like within like a time period of hanging out with people. Because I realize my social battery is really short. Do you mind if we just take a moment because I need?
Yeah, no, of course. No, we'll take a break and we'll come back. No, for sure. Guys, welcome back after a quick break. I realized that I actually didn't finish my rapid fire questions at the start, so I actually did one. I got two more.
Okay.
I asked Say Cheese's episode. On the Say Cheese episode, this question actually. What is the best book you've ever read?
It would be Mindset by Carol Estwick. So she's a psychologist, and she wrote about 2 different mindsets: the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. One mindset is where you kind of, and she talks about how people develop this mindset. People grow up in an environment where they pick up things really easily and they don't learn how to overcome challenges. So when they get older and they take on something new, as soon as it's hard, they give up because they haven't learnt that ability to just push through and try. Whereas with the growth mindset, you have this mindset of, okay, I'm doing something new and now I'm running into a challenge. It's getting a little bit difficult, but okay, what else can I do to try to overcome this challenge? And you keep trying to push forward by thinking creatively about how you can grow and how you can get better. That was one of the first self-help books that I read. And I would recommend it to everyone.
Done.
Yeah.
I haven't read that personally, but I'll definitely add it
it's
to the
really
list.
easy read.
Done. Favorite holiday destination that you've been to or you want to go to?
This is gonna be the same that I want to go to.
Actually, maybe do that because it sounds like you've. Oh, actually, give me both. What's one place you've been to that you really liked, and one that's on like bucket list number 1?
One that I really liked was Korea. It's the same answer as Eric.
South Korea.
Same answer as Eric. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I did. I actually got this top from Korea, and everything there is just so intentional. Some people say it's a little bit of a catfish country because you go there and you're like, wait, this doesn't look how it's supposed to look. But it
was better than what you thought it was going to be.
Yeah. There were things where I was like, oh, like the Starfield library is like actually not as big as it's like made out to be.
It looks massive in like all the Instagram photos and whatnot.
Yeah, but there are other places that have other places in Korea that you can go to where you're just like, wow.
Not that I've been personally, but I heard the cafes are really good there. Like, they're very aesthetically pleasing.
The food there is so good. I went there thinking that I loved Japanese food. And like not to compare, but a lot of people compare Japan and Korea. And anyway, so then I ate food in Korea, and I just felt like it was so clean. And it was so just like. I don't know, so light.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then to answer your other question,
one place you want to go to.
A place that I want to go to. I really want to go into the mountains somewhere in Europe. Just like anywhere, like just to go hiking.
Dolomites?
I don't know what that is.
In Italy, if you don't know what it is, I'll show pictures after this. It's really beautiful.
But just anything scenic. just to walk around, and I love hiking, so anywhere where I can hike.
Nah,
Yeah, just experience nature.
nah, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. There you
Yeah.
go. I didn't forget the rapid fire question, guys. So don't call me out, please. But I think last we're talking about, you know, the hardest part about Teef Club and, you know, what you would tell your younger self. Kind of on that, over the 3 years so far, and I hope the answer is no, but has there ever been a moment or part of you that's like, you know, why am I doing this? Like, just don't want to do it anymore? Has it ever crossed your mind?
I feel like there's never been a strong moment of me wanting to let this go.
Yeah.
Maybe quite the opposite, where I've held on for it maybe for no more than I should. But I feel just so passionate about it.
Yeah.
And anytime I think about potentially quitting, I don't like what I envision if I left Teef Club.
Yeah.
So I've never really entertained the idea that much.
Yeah.
There have been times where it's been hard, you know, when like I quit my job and
Yep.
it was definitely not at the right time financially as
Yep.
well. And then going back to work only part-time and not full-time like I was before.
Yeah.
Learning to adjust with the financial struggles has been difficult.
Yeah.
But I still feel so fulfilled, and that's why I still keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that sense of fulfillment and
Yeah.
joy, really.
Yeah.
Like that kind of overrides every other feeling
Yeah.
or every other negative feeling that you have along the journey.
Yeah. The best thing is seeing people's faces when I tell them, like the artists, seeing their faces when I give them feedback, when I tell them customers loved their stuff, specific things about their stuff. They just love hearing it and hearing that other people appreciate their work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. Well, naming names or anything like that. I'm very curious, what is the demographic of like these artists? Are they kind of like, you know, you're very young, up and coming, kind of go get them 23-year-olds, or are they a bit of a mixture between that and like, you know, your elderly, like 50s, 60s, or is it kind of in between, or does it lean towards a certain way?
I haven't met anyone as old as
60s or 50s?
Yeah. I'm like backpedaling. I don't want to call people old.
Sorry, I should hit that up. More senior people, the more senior citizens of the society.
I've met people definitely, I think, into 35.
Yep.
But mostly younger than that.
Okay, yeah.
And they're just so interesting because you meet someone who's young, who's just starting out, and you can see they're just so passionate and so eager to learn. And then you meet someone who's been doing it for a while, and they tell you so many different things that you just don't know. And this comes down to like how they run their business and how they found customers and how they've developed their style over time. It's a really interesting journey these artists go through because it's not your traditional like 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So I think that's like another aspect that I didn't think or expect I would see.
Yeah.
But now it's another part that I enjoy.
It's like cool learning from the people that obviously you work with.
Yeah.
Yeah. In a way, you're working together, but you work together and you're getting that experience and knowledge from them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was awesome. And one thing that you talked about at the start was, you know, that sense of community almost within the brand of Teef Club there. How did you help cultivate that?
Being genuine.
Yeah.
I stock a curated selection of items and it's basically based on what I like.
Oh, okay.
But you can see that there's a similar sort of style going on.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm able to be genuine when I tell people that I like their stuff. You know?
Yeah.
So
I'm stalking you because I like you. Or all other parts, obviously.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I can't sell your stuff if I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
Not that people have bad work. It's just that people might not have work that aligns with the type of style that I'm curating, and they have other avenues to get there.
Yeah.
And I don't want to disservice them by potentially subconsciously favoring other people's stuff over theirs when I'm hosting like an event like last week.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been accused of that? Like favoring one artist over another, or
Nah, I don't think so.
That's good.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like people are too polite to say something like that as well.
Especially in person. Especially in person, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, well, hopefully not. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
I had a question in mind, but I forgot what it was now, based on the comment that you made. It was more about, yes, I remember that. It was about maybe did you use your marketing background to grow the business, or is what you learn, in school in marketing and in the workforce completely different to how you grew the business?
There are so many parallels.
Yeah.
And a lot of ego deaths.
What's the ego death?
Like when you, I don't know if you've experienced the same thing, but when I started my job in marketing, I thought things had to be a certain way, and I thought things had to be done a certain way, that I was so stubborn. And when I implemented those practices in Teef Club and they didn't work, it was like, you are not always right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yep.
So,
give an example.
I don't know what your question is. I lost my train
of
thought. No,
sorry. My question was around how did you pretty much grow the online presence of your business?
Yeah.
And an extension of that, or combined to the question, is how did you do it? And did you use what you learned in uni, what you learned in school to actually grow it? So like the first half is no. Now it's more like, what did you do differently? Or what's the example of something that traditionally you thought would work and it didn't work?
Yeah. I would say that I thought that the business would grow faster than it did, and I thought that just having, or like even if we take it down to a social media post, I thought a certain post would do well, and it didn't. Yeah. But then I'll post something else, and then it does well. It's just a lot of experimenting. Yeah. And I think over time, as I experimented, I started to learn what my audience likes, what works for me. So to answer your question of how I have marketed the business over time, it's just through experimentation and consistency. Consistency was the hardest thing for me to do, I think, because I'm not very disciplined as a person.
You talk about consistency as in like posting and like engaging? Is that what I mean?
Consistency in posting, engaging, and even just putting in the work.
Yeah.
I didn't really have a routine of how I was working on the business. Yeah. And I kind of just worked on it when I had either an idea or I had an event, and then that was it. Like in the first year, where I failed was I put in so much effort into this one event in October.
Yep.
And then after that, I kind of just like went MIA.
Disappeared.
And during that time, when I put in all that effort, I got so much engagement and so much growth that it was almost a waste that I didn't do anything after that.
Was it burnout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But that's again like me not being consistent, me not being disciplined.
Managing your time.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I'm learning to try and balance that a bit better.
Yeah.
By being a bit more disciplined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's been like the most engaging or milestone event that you've done?
I would say maybe my very first Cat Lovers event. Yeah. Do you know the Cat Lovers Festival?
Yes, I've heard of it.
Yeah, they do it in Brisbane and Sydney and Melbourne. Yeah. Brisbane biannually, but for next year they've actually cancelled.
Oh no.
But one of my biggest milestones was that one because it was my first event and I got to meet people in person. And seeing people interact with the staff and share my love for cats was very reassuring. Yeah. And then more recently, I would say the pop-up that I did here in Footscray over the 4 weeks was,
Yep.
I would say that was a really big milestone
Yeah.
because it was a standalone event and I learnt so much from it.
What did you learn?
We failed in selling one of our workshops. So I had a couple of workshops that ran throughout the event.
Yeah.
I think there was supposed to be 2 workshops and then a live portrait event.
Yeah.
And one of the workshops just didn't sell.
Yeah.
It was just like, I guess this can answer your question from before, like something I thought would work, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
And I realized that I didn't market it properly. I didn't communicate with the artist properly. We didn't think carefully enough about what the idea was before we put it together.
Yep.
So many different things.
Yep.
But now I know that. And so that's why I would consider that event a milestone because I learned to work with so many different people at the same time for one event.
So many moving pieces.
Yeah. And I'm actually, as much as I was sad that that I had to cancel the class and then refund tickets, I am glad that it happened because then I was able to push harder for a recent event that I ran where we had a couple of workshops and one of the workshops sold out so quickly, but the other workshop I was starting to get worried.
Yeah,
and I was like, no way, this is gonna happen twice. No way. I don't wanna refund.
I don't want to refund again. I'm not doing this again.
And it's really demoralizing to the artist who's going to run the workshop too.
Yeah.
So I really pushed hard and she was just so helpful. She helped to really market the event as well.
Yep. What did that marketing look like? Was it like, physically giving out like, pamphlets for it? Was it like, just through like social media? Like what did that marketing look like?
Yeah. The marketing for the event specifically, the workshop specifically was a few different platforms.
Yeah.
So I sent emails out to my database.
Yep.
I also put up posters around Say Cheese.
Yep.
We did a couple of social media posts. And the social media posts that were the most impactful were the ones that actually showed what people were doing and what they were going to be working with. Because people don't imagine things as much as you would hope.
Yeah.
So you have to, we had to really spoon feed people and tell them like, this is what you're going to actually be working with. This is what you're going to be making.
Yeah.
And as soon as they saw that, then they believed that they were going to enjoy the class.
This is real. This is how I'm going to do it. Yeah. They can see themselves doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I think also because my audience isn't really used to that type of workshop or that type of art style, which is a little bit more common in the north and the east of Melbourne.
Okay.
It doesn't really happen much in the west. That was also a bit harder, like, to push the idea.
Yeah, it's like something new within this market / area that you had to try and get people engaged in. Right?
Yeah. I think that was also another wake-up call, just realizing that even down to the different sides of Melbourne have different audiences. You can't just expect everyone to like the same thing because you saw it happen somewhere else.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the different suburbs, for example?
Well, just with the creative community, I kind of feel like people are gonna hate me, but in the north, I found that a lot of people can be a little bit more gatekeepy
of like
with anything.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to art, because I don't know why, but I just feel like that's the sort of like that's the sort of feeling that you get when you try to participate in the north.
Yep.
In the east, I'm not really familiar with the east that much, but the girl who ran the collage workshop, she sometimes runs it in the east.
Yep.
And she gets an audience there.
Yep.
In the west, they love real cute things, like really, really cute. So you have to really lean into that.
And it's more your market?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say so. But I feel like it's in the city as well. You kind of get a lot of that in the city. There's this cafe that sells all of the little collectibles and the
Yep.
Sunny Angels, and people kind of come together in that area. I think it's because of the unis.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, a lot of people around that age that love that sort of stuff.
Like the younger demographic. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's all. I had no idea about the different. I mean, it makes sense on a practical level. Like,
Yeah.
you will have different demographics living in, the northern, south, west, east regions of Melbourne. So that obviously influences their preferences and their tastes and whatnot.
Yeah.
What is the plan for Teef Club in the next? I wrote down 5 years. Maybe 5 years is a bit too far. Double the business. Maybe the next 2 or 3 years at least. Where do you see the business, or where do you want it to grow?
In the next 2 or 3 years, I would love to run more events.
Yep.
I've had a lot of fun running different events, like different pop-ups, anything that people can get involved with, the workshops.
Yeah.
Those have been really fun, and I feel like it's a more stable income for the artists.
Yep.
And it's a better way, not a better way, but it's a very impactful way for them to get their name out there.
Yep.
With the workshops, you're often spending at least a couple hours with the artists, getting to know them.
Yep.
And they're imparting their skills onto you.
Yep.
So you learn to respect the artist a lot more, because you realize that the craft is not as easy as it looks.
Yeah. But the finished product so beautiful and nice. I can maybe, swing similar, but then when you actually do it, it's like, what, completely different. Yeah.
I think one of the biggest insults is seeing something and saying, oh, I could do that. But then you have never tried it before.
Yep.
And artists experience that all the time, which is so sad, especially if they draw in a more cartoonish style. People don't appreciate it, or they think it's so easy because it's not hyper realistic.
Yeah, they don't take it seriously.
Yeah. And so I think running more events and workshops where people can actually meet the artists and get involved with the work helps to build that appreciation for the community a bit more.
And for those listening and watching who don't know what an event and a workshop is, what is that, and what does it entail? What can they expect when they come to one?
Yeah, well, it's hard to explain, because it can really be anything. So just to tease a little bit of an event that we've got coming up.
Ooh, exclusive, guys, exclusive.
Well, you're gonna be in Brisbane for this, so
okay, no one. Our Brisbane viewers, our Brisbane viewers.
Yeah. Toasty Art Market is running an event in July. So she's running an artist market in July, where she has I think she's going to have 100 artists there.
Oh wow.
And we're going to be popping up within that market to run some games.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And part of that, I will get to collaborate with some of the artists to build little pieces of the game.
Yeah.
The games. So that's one event. And then other events I've done in the past are like the pop-up with just a little storefront and the workshops happening around it. The workshops could be really anything. We've had 2 felt making workshops in the past.
Yep.
And then we've had the collage one. We've had a live portrait event where
awesome.
people can come in and the artist draws them as cats.
Yeah. So
it really can be anything, as long as an artist can facilitate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a very silly question. Have people brought their cats to these events and workshops?
No, but I wish I did. Yeah. Give me one sec. My nose is running again.
All right, done. We'll take a quick break, guys.
Okay.
All right, guys, welcome back. Another quick break. I think we're talking about where the business will be in 5 years. So you talked about how you want to grow, within Australia, get, more events, work with more artists, obviously, get more, events / activations going as well. Mm-hmm. Hopefully people bring their cats into these things.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to grow into? I think we touched on it earlier, how about you wanted to grow maybe into... So, we talked about earlier in the podcast how you want to grow internationally. Is that on the cards in the next 2 or 3 years, or is that maybe a bit further away?
Probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have so much to do here still.
Yeah.
And I feel like it'll be just taking on too much. Yeah.
Physical store? Like a physical, permanent store maybe?
I think ideally I want to do that.
Awesome.
But money-wise, it's difficult. And then also I have the option to be here whenever I want with Say Cheese.
Yeah.
So as long as this is still here, I might just continue popping up here in Footscray whenever I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get that added flexibility, right?
Yeah.
Instead of having to go, this is my store now, to go there. You know,
Yeah.
6-7 days a week or
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah. And it's so close to home. It's only 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
So I don't have to travel that far to get here.
No, awesome. What's one thing that you've learned about entrepreneurship that people don't tell you about?
I feel like the word entrepreneurship is really, the way that people think about it is it sounds very lonely.
Yeah.
Or I don't know how other people think about it, but when I think about it, I think of entrepreneurship as very lonely, very like you've got to be a go-getter.
Yep.
But I don't really think about it like that.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think of myself as an entrepreneur, as an entrepreneur in that context.
Yeah.
Because I feel very, I feel like Teef Club runs more on community.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're collaborating with so many different artists.
And people could argue that that's what entrepreneurship is. You know, when you build a business, you've got to work with a lot of different people.
Yeah, you got your suppliers, your sellers, your manufacturers and whatnot.
Yeah, and even when you start hiring people, you've got to learn to work with people.
Yeah. I think you definitely are an entrepreneur. I think for me, the definition of that is someone that, you know, has gone out, started their own thing or done their own business, even if it's new or existing, and the ability to bring people together, customers, suppliers, sellers and whatnot. I think that encapsulates you pretty well.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks.
I do another game. I know.
Okay.
You don't like being put on the spot, but I've got one more game too.
Okay.
So it's called Underrated, Overrated.
Okay.
And it's gonna lean on, I guess, your entrepreneur skills, but also your marketing skills. So I'm gonna say something or a marketing idea, and you just say overrated or underrated.
Okay. Sure.
Or properly rated, if I can get that word out.
Properly rated.
Yeah.
As in 1 to 10.
And then I'll say something. It's either underrated, overrated, or properly rated. It's a fair rate.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Google Ads.
I don't know enough about that.
Okay, so maybe properly.
I would say if you are going to do Google Ads, you've got to do it for the long run.
Oh, okay.
So if you were trying to make money quick, overrated.
What's long run mean? Like 6 months, 12 months?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You've got to just let the algorithm learn about what people like about you and your ads.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Meta ads.
Meta ads, I would say underrated.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
because a lot of our generation, maybe not our generation, maybe the younger generation doesn't use Facebook.
Yeah.
But
that's all that Snapchat and TikTok and whatnot for them, I think.
But people are still on Facebook.
Yeah.
And you're still gonna miss Gen X if you don't advertise on Facebook.
Yeah.
Meta ads also includes Instagram.
Yep.
So I would say underrated because Instagram has so many people on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Just depends on how you do it, I guess.
Posting every day.
Overrated.
Really? Oh, okay. Why that? Is it just comes too saturated and what's
when you create so many things, you lose intent behind each piece. So it's better to just be consistent and post 2 or 3 times a week. And
do they need to be like set times? Like, well, not really, just twice in the week?
Definitely set times. It will be different for each audience.
Yeah.
And you will only learn that through consistency because once you're consistent, your Instagram can learn where people are most active in your audience, and you can find that in your insights.
Okay. I'm gonna do that after this.
Yeah, try it.
Done.
If you post when people are most active, you'll get more engagement in that first hour that you post.
Yeah.
And that will in turn help Instagram push your content more because it sees that it's something that people are interacting with.
Okay. So it will appear on like more of either your followers or more people you don't even follow. Is that what the algorithm kind of does?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But as long as people are interacting with it, it knows that it's something that people wanna see.
And when you say interacting, that's just not liking, it's resharing, commenting as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Giving away free stuff, freebies.
Overrated.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
That surprises me actually.
Yeah, overrated because people love free stuff.
Yeah.
And they value it less when it's free. Think about it. You take something
love free stuff, but value it less when it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the only way I knew this was because I tried it at the Cat Lovers Festival.
Yep.
I wanted to hand out free items to get their email addresses so that I can market to them.
Yep.
But as soon as they got the stuff that they wanted, they would unsubscribe from my email list because they just wanted the free thing. And so they don't actually care for your brand.
Yeah.
But people who, especially in this economy where money is so tight, if you're going to spend something on something, you're going to think about it before you buy it.
Yeah.
And if you can convince someone to buy something, they are already going to remember your brand a little bit more than if they just got it so easily.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last one, a good website.
Are you saying a good website?
As in like it's very nice in the eyes, very aesthetically pleasing. Like.
Yeah, I would say underrated.
Oh, okay.
People need to have a good website and have a good presence, for so many reasons. If you have a bad website, it makes you look dodgy.
Yeah. One of the internet viruses.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm very biased because I have a graphic design background. If I see something that's poorly designed, I hate it because it just looks like you didn't care.
What if they have what if they don't have a background and they genuinely tried to make their website?
If they genuinely tried, props to them, and just keep working at it because you'll get better.
Yeah.
But if you just slap something together and you thought,
this is fine.
Like I feel like when people do something and they're not proud of their work and they're just doing it for the sake of sales.
Yeah.
That's when I'm like, nah. Put in a bit more effort.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Come on, try a bit harder.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how it looks now as long as you're trying to get better with it. When I first started, I barely studied graphic design. I did one course.
Yeah.
But I was thrown into a creative role. And when I started, the work that I was doing was disgusting.
Is it like hard or?
As in like it was ugly because I didn't practice it.
Yeah.
But over time, as I kept working and kept refining, I realized the work that went into it for one. So I appreciated it a bit more. But two, the power of a good design.
Yeah.
When people see something and it's not appealing to look at, of course they're not going to read. But if they see something that catches their eye, that's the first step for you to get into their minds.
And some people to everything. Like for example, you see like a nice burger versus a burger that's not made very nicely. Which one are you gonna be more attracted to? Obviously, like like you said about being eye catching and catching the customer's attention.
Yeah, I think it's important. I think if you have the ability to, you should always try to either get better at communicating through design or find someone who can help you.
Yeah.
Because
just outsource it,
Yeah. And even learn for yourself. I feel like it's so you know what? So underrated. I feel like it's so underrated, the importance of design. And especially I know I didn't want to talk about AI, but with AI now, people just pumping out stuff from AI. It's not intentional. And when you learn to appreciate the work and the type of experience that it takes to create a great design, you realize that it's not something that you can just half-ass.
Yeah. Awesome. Hopefully some viewers and listeners listening to that part and got a few tips for sure. No, I definitely learned a lot in the last two around posting and around a website even. That definitely took me by surprise. Also, thanks. We've gone for over an hour now. Yeah. So I'd love to have you for part 2 to see how the business has gone. But also, I really love to touch on your marketing background, and I think the last segment was really fun, and I learned a lot there. So maybe we can do a part 2 into that. Yeah. But I do have a closing tradition on the show that I ask every guest. Yeah. And that is, what is the best advice you've ever been given? The best advice, it came from a podcast that I was listening to. This one? Not joking. It would be that all of your excuses that you make are true. And you have to take a minute to think about that. But let's say you want to go for a run. Yep. And you have to follow this program to try and get to the state that you want to get to with your running. Yep. And then it starts raining outside. You tell yourself, no, I'm not going to run today because it's raining. That's true. Yep. But then you also fail because you don't stick to your program, and so that pushes your progress out. Yep. So you just got to suck it up and run. Yeah. So it's very harsh. Yeah. It's very harsh, but if you keep making up excuses, you'll believe it, and then you won't do what you set yourself out to do. Yeah. Yeah. No, I like I'm still learning. No, I like that one. I like that one a lot. And it's similar to one that I use and I kind of heard. It's like when you put your excuses out, so when I verbalize it out, you're just putting your weaknesses on display. Which is kind of harsh, but I think to a certain extent it's kind of true. Yeah. And I only latch on to harsh advice like that because I've been too nice to myself in the past. Yeah. I'm like, I need more discipline. Like Eric would tell me I need to go to the gym, but I'm like, I'm so tired. Yeah. And then I realized actually I wasn't that tired. Yeah. I could have just put my excuses out. Yeah. Yeah. All right. No, there you go. This is tough love. Yeah. No, thanks for coming on. As I said, we'd love to do a part 2 into the business and or your marketing background there. But to close off, people that want to purchase from yourself or collab with yourself, or even just talk things or catch up yourself, how do they reach out to you? How do they get in contact? You can reach me on Teef Club, teefclub.com, TEEFCLUB. Or you can find me on my website, which is also teefclub.com. I've got a form there if you want to work together, stock your work. But yeah, sometimes I'm hanging out at Say Cheese, so you can find me here at Say Cheese as well. Awesome. Yeah. If you haven't listened to that episode, please do. But no, thanks for coming on. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Give us high ratings, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, so good.